I found your problem. It's right there. Yep, rear brakes. That's crazy. This was just in here not too long ago. Looks like the pad's not wearing straight. Oh, we'll look at it. Get the wheels off, but every one of them has a lock. The exception of that, nope, that's a lock too. Every one of them is a wheel lock. We really don't want these wheels stolen. I don't even know what year this is. What year is this thing? 2000 something?
04.
Oh, that's what's good about being tall. So they say it's an 04, but that says an 03. Whatever. Grand Cherokee Laredo. This is basically the same as the other one we just had in here that we did all the rear axle and rear suspension and all that stuff on it. Basically the exact same thing. I'm glad we have these cross-drilled and slotted rotors, and there is definitely something that is leaking, and it may be wait for it, rear axle seal. It's my guess because there's not a lot of other stuff that leaks. So you have axle seals or you have brake caliper, maybe wheel cylinders because there's drum hat. We'll pray for wheel cylinders. This looks more like axle seal. You can see the buildup. Actually, look right there, right below the caliper. Look at all that crud. Yuck. So yeah, they did a lift on it without moving the breather tube. So that doesn't fit. So anytime you do anything flexy like or pick it up or anything, it's gonna come disconnected. So we gotta lengthen that guy. And then find out what all the other squeakies and poppies and all that stuff are. This is basically, oh yeah. You know, it's got the 2-piece bushings in here that are supposed to be one. So yeah, we have some work to do. Oh, that's interesting. Remember the last one we did? Where this plate bolted right down in here? This one's got the spacer. How interesting. That one's funny. The other one had lifting pucks. No spacer. This one has spacer. No lifting pucks. Huh. Imagine that. This must have different coil springs. I don't know. So we gotta find out what's wrong. We know one thing already. Rear brakes. And then what's this fluid back here? It's probably gonna be another fun big job. You know, simple thing that turns into something bigger. That's probably what this is gonna be. We still have the engine to do on the Ford, and everybody else that wants to come in here. We're excited. So 2004 3 something Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4. Yeah, it's got the 242. New process. NP 242. Typical on these guys. So once we just gotta inspect everything, see what's going on. She's complaining about some noises, some clunking. I did notice when it's sitting still, you turn the wheel, it kind of goes. I'm sure that's normal. And we'll figure out what's going on with this thing. So I didn't know Drew was cramming a camera in my face, and here we are. So welcome to the channel. That's how these things go. That's just how they go. Thanks, Drew. You're the best.
You're welcome.
Well, power steering gearbox is leaking. That's fun. Motor mounts are torn. That's fun.
So this is a lift the radiator cap and replace the whole vehicle situation?
Yeah, it's getting pretty damn close to that, but I don't know, man. It has, you know, these guys. Rough country, double steering stabilizer. I don't know why. I mean, that doesn't look normal, does it? I mean, kind of, a little bit. Not really. Sort of. Seems like bushings have been done and not maybe set all the way. Huh. Seems like that should be a little bit more centered to that, not, you know, barely in there. It's not going to go anywhere, but not good either. Yeah, I just got to go through and put a wrench on everything and see. They had a different guy working on their cars for a while that seemed to have difficulty with the tightening bolts. His elbow torque must have been way off. But it's time to do some work on this thing. So I'll lower this thing down, dig through the car, find the wheel lock. That's always fun. Get to know people real personally. Pull that all apart, find that, and then we can pull the rear wheels off and start seeing what exactly is going on. Dink! I think I found the problem. She's a whippy wee bit worn down there, bud. It's like an Irish guy in Minnesota. Oh, she's a wee bit worn down there, bud. Yeah. Got the life out of them pads. That's for dang sure. But I am just a little afeared that we're doing an axle seal. Huh. Well, while we're here, we might as well rebuild the whole car. Put new pistons in the engine, and it's just whew, gross. You know, I'm supposed to be doing like office things today, Drew. You've got me out here doing this. But at least there's flames on the shocks, so you know they're going to perform well. Or tribal, 1990s tribal bad tattoo markings. This is why NASCAR doesn't use these. Pit stop only took 5 minutes. Ha 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 ha. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Look at me, I'm like LeBron James. Oh yeah, she's spent. Wow. Interesting. Cool. Rear brakes it is. And probably axle seal. Axle seals. Because if you're going to do seals and bearings, please don't do one side. Do them both. I know it's not leaking over here, but they have equal mileage on them. Just what you do to one side, do to the other. That way you know it's done. Oh, look at that. That's got a hefty plate on it for the receiver. Anyways. Yep. Rear brakes. I think there's a set of rotors up in there. All the way up there in the rear hatch that are cross-drilled and slotted for speed or something. I don't know. I don't understand. But it's here. Race car. Fast stickers. Fast holes. Grand Cherokee. Not fast. Well, I mean, it's just, I should have gotten a longer screwdriver. So those of you that watch this channel might have remembered seeing this trick, you know, the one where we push record and airplane flies over. That's the trick. But this is how I do my brakes. And for that matter, everybody else's. Just use the rotor and the caliper to compress the piston before you know, pull everything apart. It's a lot more simpler that way. You can at least get it mostly collapsed. You know, you just go until you break your screwdriver. Really quite simple. Just watch what you're prying on. If you have a little bit shorter one, you can get in there behind the caliper and behind the rotor. Or you can get behind the brake pad, between the rotor and the brake pad, and just squeeze it in. That releases the brakes. If you have a newer model and it's a screw type, this probably won't work for you. So be aware of what you're working on. But you know, for these normal, original style brakes, just put a little screwdriver in there and just, you know, Ease her out, just a little bit of pressure, slowly let it, you'll feel the piston move. And you'll feel when it bottoms out. If you can't feel that, then, well, you got no feeling at all. And probably wouldn't be the first time that any of us guys have been accused of not having feelings. But it's a different kind of feelings we're talking about here. This isn't tears and emotions. This is just sheer force and anger. You know? I know I said I wasn't going to do all this, but we're doing it. Because why not? You know? Just why not? Get these brakes apart and see what story they have to tell. Because I'm sure there's one to be told. Just not sure what that story is. That's really awesome. Well, we already know from a job we did a couple weeks ago that we're going to need Allen key back here. We're going to get these little plastic cappers off. Just put them right down there. Is perfect spot for them. Little protection caps. You know, we'll keep all the dust and crust out. We'll have to go get the Allen to unbolt those guys. If I remember right, it was these 7? I don't know. It's an Allen that fits. I'm gonna pull that apart. Swap those out. Pull our little doodabbers off of here. And that'll let me get into here, which will give me a better picture of in there. So they say in Europe, it's the H7. Not an H, it's a H. There. I mean, she's Dunskies. We got all the pad out of it we can get. That works. I just gotta get these guys off. Got 2 more bolts to remove. And we're in business. Caliper mounted brackets. Gotta go. Wow. Almost like I did this a week ago. Or so. Don't you know? Boy, this thing lived in like somewhere that was not Arizona. Wow. We're not used to that kind of, whatever that stuff's called when metal melts and falls apart. Call it rust, right? I don't know. I'm not used to that crap around here. We just don't have to deal with that much. I'm not sure where this car came from, but it certainly didn't came from here. Ooh, gross. All right, make sure you hang that from the cable, you know, so that the line is all messed up. Perfect. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yep. I just need brakes. Need seals and bearings. Good thing we know how to do that, because well, I might have to go back onto YouTube and watch VOODOO Monkey Garage when they did rear axle seals. Those guys are pretty cool. I suggest checking them out and subscribing. You know, VOODOO Monkey Garage. They're going to show me exactly how to do this, because I've seen them pop up on my YouTube feed one time, and they were doing this exact job, and I said, I'll never need to look at that. I might go back and watch exactly how to do it, because that guy's cool. You know, sometimes you got to take a stand too. Like, you get a customer that'll say, can't you just do the one side and save me money? My recommendation on a lot of that stuff is say no. Like, do the job right or don't do it at all. When we owned our shop, a lot of times it was, we would fold, or we'd let people know, we'd let people kind of like make the call and do other things, and it always turned out to be horrible. Every time. Do the job right or don't do it at all. And doing the job right is doing both bearings, both seals, and doing the complete work. And you know how I know that we know how to do it? Because the other one we just did is still driving around with 0 issues. But I want to get this all cleaned without using 1,400 cans of brake cleaner. So we're going to come back either later today and pressure wash this and get it ready for tomorrow, where I have 0 time to tear into it. So probably the following day I'll get this apart. But it should go pretty quick. So we've done it all before. Yay. O'Reilly's Auto Farts. Yeah. Insert seal sound here. Axle seals, pinion seal, all the seals and the stuff and the things. That looks different than the last one we had in there, doesn't it? That doesn't look like the same seal. Well, that's a problem now. Potentially. What does it seal? It does seal things. What do you think? Keep it the same? Do something different? Throw it in the ocean? I don't know. This is the stuff that turns like a 20-minute job into a 5-hour job. When you're trying to find the right parts because, you know, Jeep wants to put 12 different axles with 13 different seals, and depends on if it's a 2004 and a half or 2004 and a quarter, and then 17, 12, 56 other numbers and all that stuff. But we want to make sure we're getting the right parts in because we don't want to do the job twice now, do we? We gotta find the part number on this. Oh, this one's got a cut in it. That's why. Oh, that was for me. We went ahead and pulled this all apart because, well, we were doing other things at the same time of doing these things, and then those other things are doing the things with the other stuff. Yeah. Well, we know that goes there. But does this? Well, does that go there? That's the thing we don't know. I'm going to do some researchals and see what this thing says. Go put my eyeballs on and get a brighter light and see if I can find a number on this and see if this will cross over to it, because I kind of like this one. It has a rubber gasket on the outside. And if that'll work, I'd much prefer to use that because I think that would seal better. Huh. I'll let you guys know here in a minute, but I'm pretty sure we got the right bearings. I'm always getting my bearings around here. You guys have seen me do this before. So I went back and watched my own video on how to do this. But when I did that, I subscribed. You know, because that's what you're supposed to do when you say, man, that's a great video. Because it is a great video. I know. Because Drew recorded it and edited it. And I just said a bunch of dumb things. You gotta do what you're good at. Drew's good at recording, I'm good at saying dumb things. You guys know that by now. Especially if you're subscribed, you know that because you're seeing all my videos. Maybe you're not. I don't know. YouTube's doing weird stuff. They don't like new people like us, apparently. Cater to the old people. Not old like as an age, but old as an age of how long people have been around. Tell them to knock it off, would you? Should we just put this on there and then see if this is right later? That ain't gonna work. Look at my chisel. I think it's had some damage. This is for chiseling around a corner. In case you were wondering. That's if you got a chisel over there somewhere, you can do it. Or it's just broken and bent from me putting way too much weight on it. That could be it too. I don't know. I don't even remember how long I've had that or where I got it, but it's custom. I'm gonna check this out. See if we need to go back to the parts store again. Oofta. Oofta, oofta. So, a little bit of information for you guys. Well, look at that. That one's just kind of got the rubber all the way around in a very thin kind of layer. This one's got an actual, like, ribbed rubber sealing section thing. Like, yep. So, but when I found the part number on this and I crossed it over to new seals, it's this. So I guess it did an update? I don't freaking know. But I wouldn't stab this in the axle shaft or the axle and it is going to fit. And this fits over that. So it does sealing things. I think. I don't know. And you just take a hammer and a pair of pliers and a chisel and you just whack away at that. And you just sit here for 4 hours until it... Don't do that. Please, for the love of all that's holy, don't do that. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. Just, you know, do it right. If you're going to do it. That's just about it. You know, if that race is not going to stay back on there again, take it off. That's okay. It'll go on later. We're going to set this up in the press there. Yeah, we're going to give it some pressure. We're going to let it know that, hey, we're here. And you're there. See, it's going down. She's going down! Like that one that just pops, you know, when it like binds a little bit and then it pops. That's always a fun one. Make sure you have your hand under there. That's always, you know, helpful. You know, so you can press this onto your hand. There we go. She's on there. You know how it's on there? You know how I know? Because I know. Because if you don't know, then now you know. Just saying. All right. And you have yourself one genuine built axle. Well, all B. Would you look at that? I mean, just look at it. Okay, now. Stab her back in. Make it go in the hole. Don't forget, you got a notch on here. That's going to line up with that hole right there, because that's for your little sensor doodabber for the ABS things and whatnot. We'll get that lined up. I know, just relax. I'm getting there. Settle down. Stop yelling at me. Everybody's always yelling, man. Everybody. It's always yelling. Nice thing about this one is it all just kind of stayed together. Everything stayed happy. Huh. Real easy. Put some nets on the back of it. And then just bring it home. Oh, it'll go. If it doesn't, pull it back apart and see why it's not going. You know? It's not rocket surgery here, folks. It's just Jeep surgery. Well, surgical precision. Scalpel! These are a 9/16. 14 will sometimes work. But 9/16 works much more better. And we'll pull one in a little bit, then we'll go to the top side and pull that in a little bit. Are you doing this at home in the backyard, on the ground? You are? Oof. Get a lift. Get a life. Get a something. I'm working on the railroad. Massa got me working. Working all the time. We're just going to tighten this guy up, and then we'll go get the other side apart. Why I'm doing this by hand, I couldn't answer that question. That's a great question you had right there that you should have put in the comments right after subscribing. But that's a question I'm going to answer before you even ask it. I really don't know. I just don't feel like going to get another socket. Laziness. Boredom, Tyler. Boredom. I think 4 of you that watch this will understand that. The other 4 won't. There's more than 4 of you. What's your favorite car to work on? Is it your own? Probably not. You know? Because then it kind of feels like, you know, you're saving money, but you're also like spending time. Isn't that weird how when you like work on your own car, you're like, God, I can't believe how much this costs. Well, imagine dropping it off and doing 6 hours of labor at a mechanic on top of whatever you're paying for those parts. Then see how much it costs. Then you can throw a little fit and you can cry a little bit. Little tears of happiness and sorrow all at the same time. Because yay, I'm happy my car's getting fixed, and sad because my wallet is empty. Or just be happy that you have the capabilities of doing yourself, you know. Places like Hobo Freight, they give you the tools for cheap enough that you can go get them. And, you know, videos like this one that are one of the best on the internet. Help you along. By the way, if you guys want to know an upcoming project, look over there. Oh, what be that? Well, if you ask the question what that is, it's a simple answer. It's called an engine. That's one of them 6.2 litre type engines. That goes in a Ford. You know, Ford around and find out. Just saying. A little FAFO action, you know? 5 hours later, we're gonna have it done. Now, if you're gonna do this and your axle seal is leaking real bad, do us all a favor, especially those on the freeway in front of you. Make sure you clean the old, you know, stuff. Not that these do any kind of braking for you, because those are just more for parking, but they still do something. So maybe the guy parked on the hill in front of you would appreciate if your brakes weren't full of oil and grease. Clean yourself up. That's good, OJ. You guys getting any of these references yet? Like any of them? What did that reference? What did any of these reference? Put it down. Down right there. There's a comment section, like somewhere around. Click on it and tell me what the reference was. Because I don't know. Oh yeah, this is like torque to 5 Dippin' Dots in the basement, you know? Just what it is, you know? 3 beers, tight. Look, it's not leaking. We left the rotors up there. We need them down here. Well, I guess we can start tearing apart the other side. How about that? You ever seen the wrench stacking trick? You know, the way you punch yourself in the face with a wrench if you're not careful? I'm going to show you that. So, yeah, go ahead and put it on there. You know, because these are on there nice and tight, right? And then you're going to take the box end of your wrench and put it through the open end of the other one. Make sure it's centered on there so it doesn't slip off. Maybe even hold it a little bit. And that'll help give you some leverage. It extends the length of your wrench so that you can have leverage. Because leverage is good. And that's how you get those loose, so that we can get the Impacto on it. See, that's the torque setting right there. When you go back on. I still don't understand where all this rust is coming from on this thing. We don't live there. We don't live in a rust belt. Drew, did you put rust on this while I wasn't looking?
Yes.
Dang it. So it's your fault. Yeah. There you go. All right. I'm going to go get the gun and hammer this apart real quick. Appreciate you guys. All right. Well, we brought the Jeep down. Now it's time to pull the rotors and everything out because we forgot to take them out earlier. This is a fun part about being a mechanic. You get to dig through people's cars. They had their own rotors. They were prepared. They've been in here for a while. See if they have brake pads too. Oh, definitely need that for the rear axle. Yep, gotta put that on there. Might snap that to the drive line. What's wrong with my car? I don't know. Anything else in here? Got a suitcase. Anybody want to go anywhere? All right, that'll work. Oh, yep, definitely need to put that guy on there. That's the weight balancer. Put that one on there. Yep, we'll get that on there. And what else do we have here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, wiper arm. That's for the rear axle. Just so you know. I think that's it. I think that's all that comes in here. All right. Yep, well. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's why you don't let customers get their own parts, man. It's the wrong one. We don't need it. Yep, well, I better check the other parts then, too. Is that? No. So it showed up broken. See? It's missing one of the clackers. These people order parts online and they show up broken, and we can't put that on the car now. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But at least we got these things, whatever they are. I think they go on the car. We know those other two did. We'll have to go see if O'Reilly's has them in stock. I don't know. Huh. Well, we'll go back together. Fancy. They're go fast rotors. Perfect. Ship it. If you're gonna put your rotors on, make sure you do me a huge favor and get all the Chinese grease and dust off of them. You know, all that rice oil and everything they put on these things, man. You know, they cut these things and there's oil and stuff on them, and then when you put them on, they mess up your brake pads. Are they gonna kill you? Probably not. But is it a good idea to have them on there with them getting all the grease and the oil and the crap on them? Probably not either. So clean them. Get yourself a little can of brake cleaner, invest in that. You know, I know it's like $7 now. It used to be like $2. But shoot them, restore them, bring them back to the original, natural, you know, as they grow in the wild. And then, you know, they'll work better that way. And then don't forget your component kits. You know, this thing isn't, these aren't put in here just as like hair ties. They're actually, you know, they go on the car. Believe it or not. Pop those guys out, pop the new one in, set it on there. I know, it's just like kind of crazy how quick this is going. We might actually have to push that little cylinder back a little bit more. See if we can get it by hand. Who's sheer power? Yep. Got the power of Grayskull, we got it. And then we can put it all together. Yes, I will tighten those. I'm aware I didn't tighten them. Okay. Stop yelling at me. Jeez, all the time with you guys yelling. All the time. Sick of your yelling. Told you guys I had an impact gun. You didn't believe me. Slow now. Let the thread start before you start banging on it. We know. Cross thread's a tight thread. Nice and slow. Make sure it starts. Then we can bring it home. You know? Perfect. Got to get this guy on here too. Goes in those little holes. Kind of fun doing this at the home because just had a nice man stop by and ask, hey, do you guys work on other people's cars here? So why, are you with the city? You gonna rat me out? You gonna turn me into the mafia? He said, no, I have a car that needs to be worked on. Oh, well then let's have a conversation. And we did. We might be doing a Honda Civic engine swap. Wouldn't that be fun? It's interesting these days. The guy wanted to do a head gasket. And it's got 180,000 miles on the thing. So that doesn't really make much sense now. By the time you pay for all the machine work and everything on the head gasket, you get a lower mileage engine out of a junkyard. He said to me, well, it's only burning about a quart of oil every 2,000 miles. That's a problem, dude. I can do a head gasket. And then I'll see you in 6 months when we're doing catalytic converters. Thank you, Wind. Safety squits. Brand new. Rag and some brakey clean. Oh, there's still a drop in there. Huzzah! Let go. Oh, they weren't such a pain in the friggin' earth to come off. We'd be all right. Practicing my Irish. You know, going to Ireland in July. Drew and I are. And not for this channel. Although that would be fun to work on some of those little midget mobiles they have out there. Like, oh, I'm flying to Ireland to do a clutch on a midget mobile. Little person car? What do you call them? Leprechaun wagon? I don't know. But it's... Oh.
It's a wee wagon.
Wee wagon. Yeah. It's a wee little car, it is. Oh, she's a wee little car. I don't know why, like, they sound like they're from Minnesota every time I say that. It's like a Irish guy living in Minnesota. Oh, it's just a wee little car. There, bud. I don't know. These are easy enough. If you have the right tools. If you don't have the right tools, you can rent one of these little doodabbers from those Smileys or Vato Zone or whatever your parts house of choice is around that area. I'm sure one of your buddies has one to borrow that, you know, you borrow from all the time. He's the guy that's like, get your own damn tool. But yes, you can borrow it. Those are in there well and good and fine and dandy. Perfect. Right where I wanted it, you know, in the track of the gate. All right, we're gonna go pull this guy apart. Safety squits engage. Like a glove. Really? Thank you. Yo! Yeah! Torqued. Whew. It's close. The first one was a yo, not a yeah. Gotta make sure you get it to the EA setting, not the EO. Old McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. On his farm, he had a Jeep. Oh my gosh, oh no. With a broken part here and a broken part there. Here a part, there a part, everywhere a broken part. Old McDonald had a Jeep. E-I-E-I, oh no. Why farmers aren't farming anymore because they had Jeeps. All their money's going into fixing them. That's what I heard. It's the word around the water cooler. We already know we're going to have to squeeze this one in a little bit. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can use a clamp, or you can just, use your She-Ra He-Man strength. We're definitely going to have to compress this cylinder a little bit more, this piston. We already know that. If you're going to do that, take this guy out of your way. Just don't install it. You got half the brakes there. Do you need anything more? Fine. Put them on there too. There we go. And look at that. She's all back together. One other thing we're going to do on this is a yoke seal. I don't think I have time. Nope. So I got to get in the shower, get ready for church. But we're going to do the yoke seal on this next. And we just got to, you guys have seen that, sort of. Maybe we'll show you. I don't know. Just pull the drive line, pull the yoke, pop the seal out, put the new one in, pop the yoke back in, hammer down on it, and put the drive line back in. It's really that easy. You just need a big socket. It's something like a 47,000 millimeter socket that goes on there. We're going to do that, and then bolt all this back together. We're going to rotate their tires too. Even though they rotate themselves when they're going down the road, we're going to move them from front to back. That kind of rotation. And put them back here too. But we got her done. I mean, if I wasn't talking to you guys and a neighbor didn't come over and talk about me working on his car and, needing some food in the old belly, we would have had this done hours ago. But we didn't. Appreciate you guys for joining, though. Hopefully you had some fun. We're in a little bit of a sassy pants mood today, as you can tell. And we just showed you how to do all this, but we're showing you again because we figured we'd have a little bit of fun with it. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you learned something. I don't know. 18 mil, 7, 8. There's all your bolt sizes. And, cutoff wheel and a press or long piece of pipe and a big hammer and a lot of patience. And you can do this yourself. Some backyard style, man. Get creative. Have some fun. But we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Every one of you. Please make sure you're subscribed. You're sharing this with all your friends. You liked the video. You commented. If you think we're dumb, tell us. Think we're great? Tell us. It's free to you. Helps us. Right? So we appreciate that. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, guys. Have some fun now. I think that's a potential issue. When the breather hose isn't connected to the breather tubes and stuff. Okay. And I'll connect all that somewhere. But you hurt my chesticles last night with that workout. Oofta. Made my boobies hurt. Guess that's what we're doing. It's weird. I hate when they change stuff like that. I love it and hate it all at the same time. All at the same time. Why you got to be changing things? Always gotta be changing things.